every time someone's told me to buy this, I get heartbroken and I go back into hiding. Do I take the advice that there's value in this market right now?
Yeah, I think like there's a lot of market risk. Like actually, like every time you see someone that go up in the other markets, like Hong Kong, actually the other way around. But I think the market risk is always be like driven by sometimes escalating U.S.-China relations and tensions, and also like sometimes it's Omicron, and those spread also scare the people, and also like inflation fear. But all these things actually we are on the table already. We know it.
Right.
But still, why like a Hong Kong market is like performs so bad? Actually, mostly because I think there's a lot of sell-off on the tech giants. For example, you see the weight on the Hang Seng Index is very high. But if you turn around, take a look at the sectors. Actually, some of the sectors, for example, those traditional sectors actually perform much better than those like a new economy sector. So I think now if we look at the market, may not be a good point. The point pointing to the index. Okay, maybe like the other way looking at sectors.
Which would be what, for example, apart from EVs?
For example, like now every people see global tightening, you see the interest rate go up.
Okay.
Actually, the net interest margin for banks,
there
for sure. International banks, Hong Kong banks, all will perform much better than like in 2021. Okay, and others may be like you like looking at specific like factors, like China's stimulus program on like how to like boost the growth. Maybe infrastructure investments actually in China in 2021 is really low. Actually, the percentage of fixed asset investments like a low single-digit growth. You will see like a much better like a strong growth actually in 2022. So all this thing actually is a good, both the whole like sentiments and also the growth of the economy.
I mean, markets move very quickly I mean, they're always obviously forward-looking. And right now, I mean, 4 weeks ago, we weren't even talking about 2 rate hikes by the Fed. And then now we're Monday, people talking about 3.
3, yeah.
I mean, how much more hawkish do you think the outlook can get? In other words, have we overshot the target in terms of markets again here?
3 rate hike is assuming that like
that's best case.
Best case, right?
Okay.
U.S. is returning actually to like the labor conditions back before the pandemic, right? But you will see like the next 6 months is critical. But is it possible, like you see now, is I think even the labor actually not going back to the market, okay? And even you have a job, so no one will want to work on that job. So I will like suspicious about like the timing of 3 rate hike. Okay. 3 rate hike I think is fair because you have like stopped actually the upturn of the inflation. Okay, but is it see some people said maybe like a next like a May that would be like a first rate hike? I would see like a 3 rate hike. Yes, we start, but it will be maybe in the July or even later. Okay, but 3 rate hike I think is much more critical time for them to build all the jobs. Actually, the people back to the market. That would be good, but not like so early after like stopping the QE program in March and then studying it and then increase the rate immediately. I don't think this is the case right now in the market.
Does what the Fed do, and as Dave said, how much more hawkish does the pivot need to be? How does that play into market expectations of the relative tightness of policy between the Fed and the PBOC?
Yeah, I think for the like a tightening for PBOC side, I think that would be like a reverse case, right? You see a lot of loosenings actually happening in the past several weeks, and also like the case is different because in the past like 2 years, if you compare like the loosening policies for like all these 2 central banks, actually quite different. So I think China maybe like recover earlier, so they have back to the normal stance of the monetary policy. But now I think China also facing some headwinds actually in second half of 2021. So now what they do is like pointing more to the loosening side, but the loosening on like a gradual basis. I will see like in the first half of 2022, you will see like a 2 more rate cut actually in China. That is one in first quarter and the second in the second quarter, second one in the second quarter. Actually, we help to stop the headwinds, growth headwinds on China economy because because you see China like the growth figures actually not quite good starting in the third quarter 2021, and then now fourth quarter maybe like it's a little bit more. Okay, I think like you compare two central banks that were totally different, but tightening, global tightening, yes, we will see this. I will see is tightening the means, like is restoring the normal stand of monetary policies.
How much more downside is there for China property, or has the ring fencing been happened? You've been warning about sort of further downside deterioration for a while.
I think for downside property, I think we're still going on in the first half of 2022. I think for the moment, you see when the debt crisis started, you hit all the developers, energy in China. Okay, and only the state-owned enterprise, like private developers, that may be better because their debt actually to asset ratio is much lower. But the problem is even though they can settle the debt, actually survive. They don't have any more liquidity actually to start the new projects. That will stop the growth of the whole sector. So I would quite negative on the whole sectors in the first half of next year. But after the first half of next year, I will see there will be more positive outlook for the whole sector because it's totally restructuring. They may have restart the new projects, and at that time may be a good buy at that time, okay, in the second half.